This morning I got a message asking about some age progress on our 1mm T-core chore jacket. One of the things I noticed when I first got this jacket is that it didn't drape the way I had hoped it would. Now I know that 1mm T-core horse hides are going to be a lot more rigid than the steer hides, but even knowing that, I had this idea that it would drape and hang like the chores do right out of the gate. That cut just lends itself so well to something that drapes really nicely like the steer hide. And when I first put on the horsehide version, I was like, even though I know horsehide takes time to shape, I was just bummed. Not bummed, but I just didn't like the way it looked right away. And that kind of happens with every horsehide jacket I think I've ever had. Right out of the gate, it's stiff, it's rigid, it's straight, it's not what you really want it to be. And I had to remind myself, you have to put the time into this. And after a handful of wears and some rain, the jacket just really started to shape out, and it's such a nice piece. Compared to the other ones that we've done, the steer hide and the kakashibu, I would say this 1mm is a little more dressy. It reminds me a little bit of like a barber jacket without the belt, just a little more dressed up than the kakashibu, which changes a ton, and just a little bit more dressy than the steer hide, which I think is really just like a utilitarian piece. But it's turned into such an amazing jacket. This is one that I wear open about 99% of the time. I do wear this a lot in the winter because this finish, rain when it hits you, it doesn't really soak into the leather as much as it can on the kakashibu or on the steer hide ones. The rain on this one will just kind of like shed off a little bit more. Any of this sort of finish is really nice. It's not as porous as like a raw finish on the leather. A lot of people are asking about how long does it take to see the brown T-core. Now T-core is when the hide is brown on the inside and then has a finish on the top. So this finish is black, but underneath this black finish is actually brown. And unless you're like rolling around on the ground or rubbing this thing with sandpaper, you're not gonna see that T-core come out of it really quickly. This has a really good finish on it that is on there quite well. I've had a T-core Western that I've had for 4 years. I have some T-core pants, and it's not showing the brown as much as a lot of people may think it will because they've seen some examples of T-core jackets on the internet. I think a lot of times you guys have to remember that people who are intentionally wearing things really hard are trying to expedite the process of how things are gonna wear. With normal wear, things take a lot longer than if you're really trying to rub the knees or really trying to force fades. If you're just wearing something normal, it will take a lot longer, but eventually you will see a brown tinge come through that as this finish sort of wears off. It's a great piece. As you can see from the video, it starts out really straight and rigid and doesn't have a lot of form or shape, really shiny. But as you wear it, that shine will dull. The jacket will start to take shape. The shoulders will relax. The arms will shape out. The body will start to crinkle. And you'll get a jacket that shapes out to its owner pretty well. Really amazing piece. You can check them out at theshopvancouver.com. I believe these ones are $18.99 Canadian. I'm not sure what that translates to US, $14.50, something like that. But if you guys got any questions, feel free to hit me up, 604-229-2134. Our 1mm veg tan T-core horsehide chore work shirt made by Y2. Okay, thanks guys, bye.